I was born a woman. That's what they often say.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, no one was born anything.
You're losing me in a huge way.
Why?
You don't think that some women are born women and you don't think you're born a man?
No.
Donald Trump just declared wokeness dead, yet it's still gasping for air in college classrooms. Enter this self-proclaimed woke professor. Joe Rogan, with zero patience for fluff, brought him on the podcast and dismantled every claim with facts, logic, and plain common sense. Debates this fiery are rare.
Trans movement, for instance, right? That started from postmodernism. That whole idea, right, is that, if you were born with a penis, you're a man, and you should do X, Y, and Z with your life, right? The trans movement needed postmodernism to make that intervention and say, no, that's not true, right? You can actually be a woman because woman is an invention, is a social construct. What much of the trans movement now is doing, which makes me so sad, is that they're saying that I am biologically, essentially, naturally, in my core, a woman. No one is. No one is.
Old campus talking points refuse to die. This professor pushed the tired gender is a social construct line, then hilariously admitted there's such a thing as fixed gender. The irony. Olympic level. Rogan didn't just listen, he tore it apart.
The point of this movement used to be that you get to choose your gender or choose not to be a gender. You get to move around. Your destiny is not determined for you. What a lot of the trans movement now is doing, there's a good word, reifying. They're making these ideas, these abstractions real again. They're making these claims that are similar to Sam Harris's claims and to old racist claims and to old sexist claims, that if you're born a particular way biologically, this is who you are, right? Because you've heard a lot of trans people say this, right? I was born a woman. That's what they often say.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, no one was born anything.
You're losing me in a huge way.
Why?
You don't think that some women are born women and you don't think you're born a man?
No.
What are you born? Why are you a man?
For all sorts of reasons.
For all sorts of reasons.
Rogan's first question was a knockout. If you weren't born a man, then what were you? Silence. One real question, and the fantasy crumbled. Activists thrive in echo chambers until reality shows up.
Born. Why are you a man?
For all sorts of reasons.
For all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
None of them being
Well,
biological.
we just decided.
None of them being the XY chromosome. None of them being you have testicles. None of them being you have a penis. None of them being the fact that you generally gravitate towards male activities like boxing, kickboxing, aggressive things.
We just went through this whole thing.
No, you didn't.
Yoel Romero and Andy Dick.
Yeah, but you.
Why are they both men?
But you.
Yeah.
You're a man.
Yeah.
Right? We're not talking about the broad spectrum of masculine behavior. We're talking about no one is born a man. You're not born a man. I'm not born a man.
I'm saying that no. I think
we're getting silly.
It was like Joe Rogan brought a machine gun to a knife fight. The professor bent biology, twisted definitions, and still got shredded by Rogan's evidence and common sense.
the category of man becomes meaningless.
Does it?
Yeah, we just did this, man.
No, we didn't. We
Why?
definitely didn't do
Yoel
this.
Romero and Andy Dick are both
It's a
put
broad category. The lines
so
get blurry
broad.
at the ends of the spectrum, and I think they cross over. The male-female lines do cross over when you get to that Kenyan runner and Andy Dick.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
You
saying.
do.
It's so broad that it becomes, to me, pretty damn meaningless.
Well, the numbers are incredibly small at those crossover marks. You're talking about a very, very small percentage of the population.
Neither Andy Dick nor Yoel Romero are trans people, right? And
Andy might be.
They are so different, though, physically in every way.
Okay, yeah.
But we both put them in this silly category called, man, what the hell does that mean
Well,
anymore?
Andy has children. He made
does that mean
them.
anymore?
He impregnated different women and got babies
There's
from
a
them.
lot of people called men who don't and can't.
Okay, yeah,
Can't.
but that's rare.
Rogan dropped a truth bomb. Men are defined by their natural ability to impregnate women. Infertility is rare. You don't rewrite biology for exceptions. The fact a professor can't grasp that. Embarrassing.
One characteristic. Okay, so why is that characteristic in the man category? If, in particular, that there are some men who don't share that characteristic.
But which ones don't? That's the aberration. The aberration is the ones that
Why
don't.
is it an aberration? See, these are
Because
all
they can't
inventions.
get a woman pregnant. They don't produce sperm. You're talking about like very, very rare cases.
Yeah, same with for race. Same thing happens with sickle cell anemia, right? This is what everybody invokes when they want to claim that race is real. Only black people get sickle cell anemia. Well, guess what? The numbers there are about the same as the number of men who are infertile. Why then are people with sickle cell anemia definitely black? Why is that definitely a black thing? Same thing. It's, again, why are we, there's all these characteristics. Why do we draw this line called man around all those different people?
Well, why do we do it with animals?
Then came the wild leap, comparing race to biology. Black people exist in small numbers, so why not redefine gender? Seriously. Rogan saw through it instantly.
Dobermans.
Male
Dobermans and female Dobermans, right? You can't,
sure.
if you go to buy a male Doberman, and the guy gives you a female Doberman, he goes, oh, but she identifies as being a male. It's just an invention, man. This is a male. But she's a male. You can't disrespect her by saying she's not a male. You would say that guy's crazy and you want your money back.
Are there any two females who are identical?
Two female what?
Anything.
I mean, if you have a really good breeder, you can get pretty goddamn close if you're talking about dogs.
No. There are no two organisms that are identical. Certainly not.
They're not identical down to the hair. You got me on a technicality, but you can still categorize them as XY or XX chromosome.
The professor demanded categories with 0 exceptions. Rogan nailed it. If I buy a female Doberman and get a male who identifies as female, that's fraud. Categories matter. Feelings don't rewrite facts.
A definition, like saying a guy who is born a guy who gravitates towards male activities, likes females, all those things, by saying that that's a man, that this is a born man, you're saying no one is.
So if you're saying if those characteristics are naturally determined, then all of us guys who don't do those things are unnatural.
Which things are those?
All the things
to women,
whatever it is that you characterize as being male. Right?
But that's so common with males.
What is?
Being attracted to women, engaging in sex with women.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Have you heard of gay people?
Yes, it's a small percentage of the population of men. Is it 1%? Is it 10%?
Yeah,
1 out of 10?
I mean, it's certainly a lot of people, isn't it?
Well, it's a lot of people when you think about the 350 million people we have living in America. Sure.
Take all the men. Let's do this. Take all the men who are straight up homosexual, always have been. Hold on.
But you can classify them as gay men.
Even the LGBTQ+ community knows. Sexual orientation and gender aren't the same. Gay men are still men. Lesbians are still women. That's why Trump wants ideology out of universities. It's propaganda, not education.
All the men, let's do this. Take all the men who are straight up homosexual, always have been. Hold on.
But you can classify them as gay men.
I know, hold on. So just take that, whatever that is.
Okay.
If it's 1 or 2 or 5 or 10%, whatever it is. Only been homosexual 100%, never been attracted to a woman, period. Okay, fine. That's still a really significant number. I'm not done, hang on. Then take the men who don't identify as homosexual, have had sex with women, have been attracted to women, but have fucked men.
Prisoners.
Pretty damn big number there.
Wait a minute. How many guys do you think that are attracted to women but still fuck men?
So the Kinsey study in the 1940s and 50s found that it was, I think, 30%.
What?
Yes.
30% of men fuck men?
Reached orgasm in a sexual experience with another man, yes.
30%?
Yes. It was a very large number.
Kinsey was hanging out with freaks.
Sure, Rogan said. Kinsey had weird friends, but weird doesn't erase biology. Twisting feelings into facts is dangerous. Reality keeps society grounded.
I've personally known many men who you would consider straight, who identify as straight, who have done something with men. Either given them a blowjob, gotten a blowjob, had full-on sex, jerked each other off.
Jesus, you're hanging out with weird crowds.
I'm surprised this is news to you.
Well, it's news in that even if they did do that, you're talking about individual sexual acts between people who are male or female, right? You're still talking about a man. Still talking about a man that's having sex with other men. You're defining it in that way. You're literally saying a guy. You are saying guys who've sucked other guys' dicks. A guy who's done it to a guy. You're saying a man.
The professor argued they weren't men because they slept with men, then admitted they were. Flip-flopping between gender doesn't exist and gender exists exposed the truth. Rogan calmly showed. Biological sex is real.